Well, can you believe that I made this bangle from the inside of these tape tubes? It's so easy to make, really simple, complete upcycle, and it fits great. Well, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your actual core fits your wrist, and that does fit mine, and I've got quite fat hands and chunky wrists. And these are just the same cores, literally, from tape. Now, I've already marked this up on how wide I want it to be, and I can make 2 out of this one. And now what I want to do is make that much more accurate on how I'm going to mark it. And how I'm doing that is, all I've got is a block here. I'm going to put a pen on there like that. So I've built that up so it's the right height. I can put my pen on there and just move this around like that until it gives me a line going all the way around where I want it. Now, you could take the saw to this and get this done. I'm using one of these bits. It's not actually designed for this. This is almost like a little angle grinder bit, but it does cut that really, really well. And so all I'm going to do is put my angle grinder on there like that, and then cut all the way around until these are in half. It's going to take a bit of time, because like I said, this isn't designed for it, but you could do it with a saw if you wanted to as well, or whatever way you want to do it. So now I've got 2 bangles. They're virtually identical. I'm going to give this one a bit of a sand on the inside edge so it is more rounded over, and that way it's going to be a little bit more comfortable on the wrist. So like that, rather than having a solid square edge. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'm going to see if it'll do it with this. If it will, it'll be a lot quicker. Oh yeah, that's much better, much quicker. So that's all done, and that is lovely and smooth. I'm just going to go around and give this bit of sand as well, going all the way around. And that'll give me something much easier to stick my edges on. And I'm making my edges out of these Amazon envelopes, and I've stuck this one together. So we're using some glue. All I did was stuck it together, so I've got 2 adhered pieces on there. So now I've got that cut down, I need 2 strips that are coming off there that are equal all the way down. I don't want them too thick. I want them about ½ centimetre. So I'm going to cut myself 2 strips of that at ½ centimetre. So now I've got my 2 strips cut off here. What I'm going to do is glue these either side of this on the outside. Now I'm going to mark them first so that I know I've got the right length. What I'm doing is pulling that tight around there, if I can do that without it falling off. Crossing them over and then cutting through using a sharp knife. Trying not to cut my finger off. Yep, so that's on there well. And now what I'm going to use is some wood glue and glue that on. Just some white glue. I'm going to put the glue on first. Line that up right on that very edge. Like that. And then get that all lined up nicely. And then squeeze that on until that is dry. It isn't going to be dry straight away, but it won't take long once it starts to take a stick. That one's dry now, and all I'm going to do is put this one on exactly the same way. So that's on there now, both sides, and that's virtually dry. All I'm going to do now is go around these edges like this with a bit of this glue and let that dry. I'm going to let this dry now for a couple of hours before I do the next stage. There we go, and I can leave that like that to dry. So that's dry now, and all I'm going to do is give that a light sand on those edges, and that will close up any gaps that you've got where you put that piece of card on, because you don't want gaps. Look, so you wouldn't know this was made for this. There we go, so that's all nice now, and look at that, you can hardly see that that was ever on there. And the next thing to do is I'm going to paint this a blue colour, quite a dark blue. This is a phthalo blue, and I'll probably give it 2 coats. I'll let the first one dry, and then I'll give it a second coat. Well, that's all lovely and dry now, and I want now to not have to touch this, so I'm popping it over a silicone jug and then putting it on top of a cup like that, because then I can just move it around like this without having to touch it. Now what I'm going to do is get some good old gilding glue, and give this a good coating of gilding glue all the way over the outside, like this, and then wait for that to dry. It shouldn't take long to dry, probably about 3 or 4 minutes. It's quite warm in here today. It might take a few minutes longer, but not much longer. And you know when it's dry, it goes lovely and clear. We will get to the resining bit soon, I promise. I wasn't sure whether to have this one on my other channel, Steve McDonald's Crafting, where I recently did another upcycle using the inside of tape. And it was very different to this one, very different indeed. I'll link that at the end of this video so you can check it out. But then I thought, well, I am using resin and I don't use resin on the other channel, so I need to do it on this one. So it's nearly dry now. You can't really substitute the gilding glue for anything else like PVA or anything like that because it doesn't stay sticky once it's dry, and then you're not going to get this next part to work. And it isn't expensive, and it does go a long, long way. Look, you can see it's almost dry now because it's almost clear. I'm going to pop some on this outer edge underneath, and then I'll leave it to dry. So that's all lovely and dry now, and I'm working on some brown paper so I don't make so much of a mess. And what I'm going to use now is these chameleon flakes by Let's Resin. And I'm going to brush those on there until they've stuck on really well, covering everywhere that I've put that glue. You could use leaf for this if you want, but I like the way that the chameleon flakes work. Don't be tempted to brush them on at this stage. What you want to be doing is dabbing them on, because you don't want to be brushing over that naked glue. You want to be brushing on it once this chameleon flakes have gone on all the way around. If not, you end up brushing some of the glue off. Look how pretty that is looking already. Okay, and once that's on, you can then start to burnish that down using your brush. Let's put the lid on that so I don't knock it off. And now I'm going to burnish that all the way around quite firmly. And that's not at all sticky now because that has adhered to that really well. There we go, look at that. Look how pretty that is now. But we do need to do the inside. So once we've got that outside done, I can repeat the process using the gilding glue and this for the inside. Well, that's all lovely and dry now and completely covered. And I think it looks beautiful, but I'm going to flash it up even more. So the reason we put the center bit in, or these two outside edges in, is so I could put something in the middle. And I want to do something that really contrasts quite heavily with this blue. I'm putting some more gilding glue on all the way around, trying to be careful not to get it on any of these outside bands and only getting it on the inside bit. I think you'll be quite surprised what I'm going to do next. Well, you might not be. It's not glitter. There we go. So we'll leave that to dry. Well, that's all lovely and dry now. So what I've got here is some crushed glass. Now, I'm going to put some on here like this. Give it a wiggle, because that way I can remove the larger pieces that I don't want to go in it, because I only want these smaller, like dust-like pieces. So the real large pieces I can move out to one side. And wriggling it around allows you to do that, because it brings the larger pieces to the top. And now all I'm going to do is roll that through it like that and put that crushed glass on there. Any bits that get stuck to the edge, like that some bits have here, and all I'm doing is moving them over and scraping them off. Well, that's all on there now, and I think that looks really pretty as it is. But now it's time for the resin bit. Now, I'm going to be using my mug turner or resin turner or whatever you want to call it, and I'm putting that on there. I want it right to the end because I want the resin to be able to flow off it. Okay, and now I'm going to turn that on. Now what I'm going to be using is the high viscosity UV resin. Trying not to touch that where I've got the actual glass with the nozzle, which I'm obviously not doing very well at the minute. I want to make sure it's all coated. If I've got any bits that are missed. Okay, now all I'm doing is just taking off the excess using a stick. I'll let it go round one more time and so I can check it. And it's really important to get rid of that excess like I did there with the stick. Just hold that level against the edge and then do that, because if not, you'll find when you cure it, you'll get a bulge at the bottom. Now, I'm going to cure this from the top like this. So I'm just going to sit here now and wait for this to cure for about probably 5 minutes, just holding it like this. And that will cure really evenly. Well, that's been curing now for 5 minutes, and that's all finished curing on there. Let's check it. Yeah, that's lovely and cured. So what I'm going to do now is just go over it again with another layer of the high viscosity resin and give it a little bit of a dome. And again, let it go round a few times just in case I've got any gaps. No gaps. So I'm now going to cure it up again for the last time. And again, I'm going to cure it up for 5 minutes. Well, that should all be lovely and cured now, and there's only a couple more stages that we need to complete to finish this off. And that comes off there lovely like that. And everything is covered on the outside. So let's move this. And now what I want to do is seal the inside. But instead of using the high viscosity UV resin, this time I'm going to be using the low viscosity. Because I don't want it to cause it to be any thicker than it already is. And literally all I'm doing on this is going round, dipping my brush in. You can clean your brushes out with a little bit of alcohol. And I'm brushing that on in a nice even coat all the way around. That's lovely and covered now. And all I'm going to do is cure that up from top and bottom, like that. Well, that's all finished now, and I'm really pleased with how that's come out. It's lovely and shiny everywhere. It's very well protected. And I think the yellow and the blue, and that's beautiful and smooth, the yellow and the blue come out really well. It still fits my wrist. It's not going to come off. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you surprised at how well that's come out and how simple that was? It's lovely and light and worked really well as a bangle. Oh, shiny on the inside as well. I mean, it would look better if it wasn't on my hairy arms, I'm sure. I don't think anyone would know that was made from a cardboard tube and the insides of a piece of sellotape. Don't forget, check out the other project I made using one of these, and it's on my other channel. I'll link it at the end of this. Check that out. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin.